Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and tank pants. Let's from the kickoff to the final whistle blow. We'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a roll, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer. Yeah!
Wasted World of Sports, ahoy! How's everybody doing this Sunday? Hope we're all rested and recovered after those exciting games yesterday. Last night was a lot more exciting than we could have anticipated, right? That's the way that I felt after it anyways. Hopefully it was enjoyable for everybody else as well. I see that the TikTok chat is still being weird, so we're just going to have to live with that. But anyways, welcome along as the Broncos take on the Sharks in a potentially season-defining game for both teams. We're sort of at that point in the season now where wins and losses always matter, right? But we're at the point in the season now where wins and losses really start to matter. I mean, this could be season-defining for both teams. Welcome along anyways as the Broncos take on the Sharks. Now, this game's a little bit of a conundrum because we have got the Sharks who traditionally do not travel well and play well at Suncorp. I mean, they lose to most teams there. They broke the curse last time out in Magic Round. They did get the victory. So maybe that has broken them through the Suncorp curse. But the other thing that I wanted to point out as well, just for a little bit of fun, here, the Brisbane Broncos, whilst they're the home team and they are the favourites, the Brisbane Broncos fear the sun. The Broncos have lost their last 6 in a row during the daytime. So could that play a part? But as I always say, if anybody's going to play the Brisbane Broncos back into daytime form, it will be my Cronulla Sharks. I mean, take it from a long-suffering Sharks supporter. If anybody's going to play these guys back into day form, it will be my Sharks. Guaranteed. E.B. Williams, ahoy there, mate. UFC, ahoy, buddy. The old Panther, ahoy. Burko, ahoy. Marley Prime, ahoy there. And Scotty Dog on TikTok, ahoy Scotty. Suncorp Stadium is, of course, the scene. Why wouldn't it be? But I can't see a whole lot of sun. Now, I did notice in the warm-ups, Reece Walsh was limping about. We know that he's coming back from a hamstring, I believe it was, but some form of leg injury. He was all bandaged up, all taped up, wearing a compression, what would you call it? A compression thing around his leg. And he was limping around quite badly in the pre-match warm-up. So it'll be interesting to see if he makes it through the entire 40 minutes, or the entire 80 minutes, I should say. Although 40 minutes is about all some of the teams have been playing lately. Brian To'o plus Latrell Mitchell says, up the bras. Welcome along there, Brian To'o and Latrell Mitchell. Burko is thinking Brisbane Broncos today, even with the stat that I just pointed out. It's a hard one, isn't it? Because on one hand, you've got a team playing at home that sucks during the daytime. And on the other hand, you've got a team that's terrible at this venue. So it could be a really, really difficult one to pick. It could go down to the wire. I do have a multi on today, actually. There we go. So the Sharks' right edge defense is incredibly weak. Look for the Broncos to attack down the left every chance they get. And that brings Jesse Arthurs. Jesse Arthurs into play. One of the drunk, ahoy mate. Talakai into the Sharks. $5.55. The Sharks, of course, are very, very good value for this game. As the Broncos are out onto the field, welcome along. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our special guest. Just a second. There we go. There she is. Well, on TikTok anyway. Reece Walsh is playing, yes. But as I said, he was limping around in the pregame. So we'll have to see if he makes it through the full 80. All right. Michelle is here, even though you can't see her yet. We'll figure that out. But she is on TikTok. And we are underway. Broncos with the kickoff. This game, surprisingly, not on Channel 9. So we'll try and keep it as in sync as possible.
Good Lord.
And the Sharks, they'll have first use of it. Burko's picking the Broncos with no confidence. And that's certainly been a theme of this game, because you've got a Sharks supporter here and a Broncos supporter here, neither one of which has any faith in their team for season 2025. Hang on. Let's try and figure out what's going on here. I know what it is. As we've got an early mistake here from the Sharks.
Okay.
Early mistake, a knock on. And this should pump up the home side. Whilst I try and figure out what the hell's going on here. Thoughts on John Jones retiring? Who is that? UFC became a huge Cameron Munster fan after Origin the other night. Why did it take so long, UFC, would be the question. Oh, he's a UFC fighter. My apologies. I had no idea. I thought he must have been a footy player, and I'm like, I don't recognize that name. As the Broncos go on the attack here, 35 out, and the chance for first points. Big opportunity early on. Michelle's a big fan of Cameron Munster. She loves him. Carrigan in midfield, goes out the back for Reynolds. Reynolds with the short ball to Walsh, who was not expecting it.
Oh.
20 out from the line here. 2 tackles left for the Broncos. Bringing it back into the midfield. Carrigan, 10 metres out. And the ball is spilt free, but it's called an illegal rake out. Penalty to the Broncos. They'll take the 2 here, surely, you would imagine. Points on the board early as the Sharks consider a captain's challenge. And actually, it looks like they might be.
Oh.
Yes, they are. Well, this is very, very early in the piece for captain's challenges.
Mm.
Oh, he's the Ezra Mam of the UFC fighters, is he? Wow. Have they just burnt their captain's challenge here, the Sharks? Nice and early. Brayley's in there, rakes it out. I mean, he wasn't intending to strip, but... Oh, that's a good call.
But that's how it went down.
The bunker has actually said Brayley is just looking to remove his arm, and he's not actually stripped it. No intent to strip, and that might be the most common sense bunker decision I've seen in 2025. Unbelievable. Well, they got away with that one, the Sharks, because they could very easily have just said, you know what? We won't even bother with the challenge here.
Yeah, right.
And that would have cost them big time.
Raining.
It was raining here this morning. I don't know if it's been raining in the city.
It's been raining on the north side and it's come over very cloudy again. So I'm wondering, I actually changed my tip. I actually had tipped the Sharks.
Yes.
But I've changed it to the Broncos because...
That worked out so well for you the other night. Changing your tip
I know,
last minute.
Today when I swapped to the Warriors.
Sharks appealing for high contact here. No call from the referee. As for Noah Blake now, it carries it up to the 40. Couple of tackles left here in this set for the Sharks. Hamlin ULA on the field to start. A little bit of a late shuffle, I suppose, for the Sharks there. And a good kick by Hines from outside the 40. And there he is, Reece Walsh, with his first hit up of the night.
So it's really frustrating because I used to be able to fast forward KO to get up to the same time as you. And you used to be able to do 1.5 or 2 times the speed. But now you don't have that option. It's just 1 or slow. So I'm completely 2 tackles behind you, which is so friggin' annoying.
I see. Well, it is the Broncos up towards halfway and now beyond with Pat Carrigan. What jersey are they wearing?
I was making margaritas and didn't get a tip on.
Kennedy takes the high ball, brings it back outside the 10, almost breaks the line. So you've been on margaritas all morning. Is that what you're telling us?
Well, not all morning. I'm starting with my first one right now.
Sharkies here with Jesse Ramian up to the 30. And what jersey are they wearing? They're not wearing the all-black jersey. That was a special one-off thing, I do believe. As Brayley now scoots up over halfway. 5th and last. Back it goes for Trindle. Trindle puts this kick high. Contestable ball into the corner, and Arthur spills it. It sets up for the Sharks. Hamlin ULA. Here come the Sharks now with an opportunity. Down the short side, Trindle with the double pump out for Talakai, and the Sofa's in for the first try. A tick off the multi early, and the Sofa. Talakai gets the first try. And it was Jesse Arthur's caught jamming in.
Did you tip the Sharks?
Yes.
Okay. So we actually tipped our own teams.
Yes. Down the short side, they scoop Mulatalo to Trindle. Trindle with the good vision. It was Jesse Arthurs who came up with the mistake from the high ball, and then he wasn't out there defensively. Katoni Staggs was the last man, the last defender. And he's looking around like, what the hell? There is supposed to be somebody out there.
Look, I'm not saying it was, but how is that touch judge just, like, in case it was, how is that touch judge actually supposed to call on a forward pass if he's 5 meters behind where the pass is being, 5 meters behind the line of the passing? Like, that's just
They get to the touchies get to a certain point where they hang back so that they can watch for the touch and goal on the sideline. For some reason, they seem to have all established that that's easier. Because you see it all the time. They'll stop, and I think, oh, they've called something out. But no, it's just them getting in position to check the sideline. As Hines pushes this one out to the right. And it's 4 points to 0. The Sharks leading early. And Talakai. Tickety tick.
If that's what they're going to do, then the bunker needs to rule on forward passes.
I don't understand why in 2025, but the bunker isn't ruling on forward passes. But anyway, don't get me started. Yeah. That is an entire episode of a podcast right there. Dominic Forbes, your bet is paying really good. Sharks to score first, be leading at halftime, and then lose. That's very specific. Very specific. Sharks to score first. Well, that's a tick. Leading at halftime. We'll find out in 33 minutes. And losing the game, we'll find out in even longer still.
Who was it the other night that had first and sixth try scorer? It was a very specific bet too, wasn't it?
It was. Oh, it's Ezra Mam. Takes a falling Britton Nickera there. Kennedy up towards halfway. Jonesy Footy says Tigers were robbed. Absolutely they were. That's because the Raiders are the NRL's little golden boys this year. So expect the Raiders to get all the calls. As Walsh fires the pass across the face of the post for Arthurs. And Arthurs taken down just short of the 20-metre line. Basically, the NRL got sick of Ricky Stewart's whinging constantly. They've decided that they'll give him a finals appearance this year, is what's happened. This will shut him up. Put him in the damn finals. Up the middle, Reece Walsh crashed in the tackle. Benoit Blake brings him down. Nichols, ahoy, mate. Reynolds keeps a low, flat kick in, looking for touch. Kennedy is happy to let it bounce into the end goal, but now he's got a lot of work to do. Good chase by Adam Reynolds. Sharks trapped inside their own 10. All right, so I'm still trying to figure this out over here. How are you, Gaber Mel? Oh, as... Aha, that's what's happened. Okay. As this is a penalty to the Sharks. How are you, Gamer Mel? Relieved after last night, I suppose. That was quite nervy times.
Dom Young back to the Knights, eh?
Yes, indeed. And he made an immediate impact too, didn't he?
He did.
Oh, now they've lost the ball here, the Sharks. Fanua Blake spills it. And the Broncos look to counter-attack, but now Walsh with the double knock on. I'm sure that advantage wasn't played and they'll come back for the initial infringement. Fanua Blake with the knock on. And he probably should have held that. It's a good hit there from Piakura.
I'm watching the little crowns in the chat, and I'm like, Burko's been in the chat for so long, and he's been chatting away, And Game of Mail comes in and says one thing and immediately goes up to number 1.
Well, that's what channel membership will do. Just saying.
True. Channel membership. Hint, hint, Burko. Hint, hint.
It gives you bonus points on everything. If that sort of thing is important to you at all. It's up over halfway now. Carrigan with the carry. Low play the ball as KO buffers. Now we're back into it. Payne and the Haas. Up to the 40. Heel fries. Ahoy, mate. Down the short side. Walsh. Cut out pass to Piacora. Runs over the top of Hines, but Hines holds onto the ankle. 5th and last. Walsh will put the kick in over the top. Sets it up in the end goal. But Mulatalo backs out and watches it go over the dead ball line. And Reece Walsh with his second error of the game in about 3 touches. Cronulla Blake with the tap and go. Oh, it's Talakai, sorry.
Looks like
both big boys that look the same. And the Sharks with another penalty here. Piggy back upfield. The Broncos are starting to blow up here at the official. They're getting distracted. Not good signs early for Brisbane.
Iron Maiden, Burko. Nah, it's my revocation shirt. It's an old fave. We don't normally wear band shirts on the stream anymore, but I don't know where my plain black shirt is. I think it's in the wash, so... Couldn't wash this weekend. It's rained all bloody weekend. Driving me nuts.
Sharkies into the Broncos half. 40 metres out from the line. Brayley with a set restart now. And Cronulla Blake turns and looks to offload. Can't get that ball free. 30 metres out from the line here. Sharks. Trindle with the inside ball. I was about to say looking good, but don't want to jinx it. It's early days yet. 20 out from the line. McInnes out the back for Hines. Hines with the short ball for Necro, who spills it in contact. The Broncos defense holds firm, but Ezra Mam's now limping. I know he's all right. Just copped a little bit of a cork, I think. So the Sharks unable to complete a second set of 6 in a row. Big defense from the Broncos.
It's the only real cocktail glasses that my father has in the house. It's got a little dolphin on it. I should use it when I'm...
That's inappropriate for today.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, oh, I don't think she's got any with a little horse charm.
Reynolds onto Ricky. Jordan Ricky carries it to the 40-metre line. 5th and last, Broncos. Down the short side. Reynolds puts it high. Contestable kick. One of the Broncos has fallen over in back play. Kennedy spills it. Reynolds is taken and flung into touch. Do they come back for the penalty? No, they don't. So one of those Broncos players there has just taken a dive. The home crowd not happy.
A little bit around the neck. The fling of Adam Reynolds out of the field of play. But,
and I can understand why no penalty was given there, because that was a blatant dive. As Ramian Dummies goes through a gap. Had Nekra in support, but couldn't offload. Just short of halfway. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tick off Talakai, my multi. In midfield, McInnes to Trindle. Trindle with the short ball. And a big gap opens up here for Wilton. Steps in field. He's got Kennedy in support. Kennedy dives under the posts. The Sharks are up 8-0 with the kick to come. They just tore them to shreds on that right edge. The right edge defense, that is. Left edge attack. Try time. Sharks up 8-0. It's because the Broncos fear the sun. The Sharks have got a terrible success rate at Suncorp, but the Broncos have lost their last 6 games in a row playing in daylight. They fear the sunshine. They fear the sunshine more than the Sharks fear Suncorp, apparently.
I thought maybe the rain might play a factor, considering how, how well they've played wet weather footy so far this year.
Yes.
You know, like how fast they can play. But yeah, you're right. The sun's out. It hasn't really been raining. So
Well, it's all right
my
because we
care
know the
is
Sharks
but
only
everything is like I'm gonna dial up.
the Sharks only play for 40 minutes every game, so it looks like it's going to be the first half this week. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy there, mate. Hines from right in front. Henry has got a similar bet as my one, so we'll see how that pans out, Henry. Hines from bang in front, and even he can't make a mistake from there. 24 and a half to go in the opening 40. 10 points to 0. The Sharks are up. Heel fries, yes. Eels Titans. I just had a really big night last night and ended up going out.
Very, very slow today.
Ended up going out, hence why there was no Intoxigamer stream.
Did you go out?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
24 and a half left here in this opening 40 minutes. And the Sharks have started very well.
Obviously off stream.
Back underway. Hamlin ULA heads across field. And he starts this, or the Sharks rather, through Hamlin ULA. Start this set 10 meters out from their own line. McInnes up to the 20. Oh, yeah. It's only 10 points to 0, Burko. I wouldn't be giving up on anybody just yet. We've seen what can happen in this season. The Sharks could be up 40-0 at halftime and still lose.
Ed's dead. Welcome along to YouTube.
As Brayley gives it up to Fanua Blake, who spins out of one, breaks the line. He's got support from Hines. Hines looking to get it back for Fanua Blake, but he overran him. Fifth and last, 20 metres out. They go to the left again. Trindle with the grubber kick through for Mulatalo, who's leading the race, but bounces the ball. Oh, Mulatalo.
Oh,
it's going up as no try. Mulatalo has bounced the ever-loving bollocks out of this. He's like, I don't know. And it's Mulatalo, so even though I'm a Shark supporter, we know Mulatalo loves a good porky. So if he's just like, I don't know, I would say that this is clearly not a try.
I'm just trying to rearrange a little bit over here because I'm in a weird spot for some reason, and yeah.
He definitely won the chase to the ball, but the issue is the grounding. He flies like bloody Superman. Gets both hands to it, never has control of it, and off it spills. Not even close.
Oh,
what an effort, though.
See my dodgy Haas Blues jersey in the background. Sorry, I'm just trying to rearrange.
What a bloody effort. That's all I'll say. And the Sharks, they are absolutely tearing to shreds that Broncos right edge defense. That's got to be a big concern.
Always look like that.
Oh, now a penalty to the Broncos.
Sorry,
and they tap and go quickly. Walsh appealing for another penalty. Thought he caught them napping inside the 10. Jensen put on his back just short of halfway. Carrigan met by Wilton and Hamlin ULA, and McInnes holding on, getting dragged along across the turf. Reynolds out the back for Mam. Now Walsh down this left edge they go. Shibasaki onto Karapani. 2 tackles left for the Broncos. And a set restart late in the count. Oh, that is a coach killer right there. They're 20 meters out from the line now, the Broncos. 10. Carrigan onto Reynolds. Reynolds to Mam, and Mam is crunched in the tackle by Trindle. And now Wilton finishes him off. 22 minutes left in the opening half. 3 tackles left here for the Broncos. Reynolds heads across field. Walsh looping around the back with the short ball that is plucked away by Ramian. But now a penalty as the Sharks are offside. Gift 2-pointer here if they wanted. Right out in front.
I knew there was a reason I chose Tequila for this game. I'm going to need memory blackouts.
Tackled without the ball. Not offside. They've tapped and gone. 10 metres out from the line here. Full set of 6. Reynolds back inside for Piacora. Tackle 2. 10 metres out. Reynolds onto Carrigan. Carrigan, a metre short. 3 tackles down. Sharks are up quickly. Were they up too quick? Reynolds puts the kick in. It's going to go deep. Way too deep. And they'll come back for the penalty. The Sharks were a mile offside. I called it it felt like about 5 minutes before it was actually awarded by the referee, but they were blatantly offside there.
Oh, goodness me. The Broncos just look scrappy and very unorganized this afternoon. They don't look like, yes, the sun. They don't
that pesky sunshine. Not that the sun's out there at the moment. Oh, so from dummy half, Corey Pakes catches them napping. And just like that, they hit back. Corey Pakes, well, he's nowhere near my multi.
No, wouldn't have been in mine either. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I didn't even get time. I'm going to have to put one on for the next game on at halftime in this game. I'm actually really looking forward to the next game, more so than this game.
He's retreated back to 10. I don't know what Cooper Cronk's going off about.
Reckon somebody got away with something? Got away with that.
Henry on TikTok is like, who the F is Corey, whatever you said? Corey Pakes, the Broncos starting hooker.
Paix. That's how you spell his surname if you're looking him up. But yeah, Corey Pakes, he's not bad. He's not a bad little player. I think he just needs to calm down and maybe with a little bit more maturity. God, look at the size of him compared to Payne Haas. Comes up to his armpit just about.
Adam Reynolds from right beside the post makes it 10 points to 6. 19 minutes to go until the halftime break. Broncos are back in it. Well, not that they were ever out of it, but...
Who smashed your team, Burko? Did the Broncos smash your team in the rain? I don't know. I can't remember. I can barely remember what happened in yesterday's games. Except last night's game was a bloody ripper. God, weren't we just expecting a cricket score after those first 2 very quick tries? But
yeah, I think they were as well.
It absolutely turned into an exceptional match. How often do the Melbourne Storm go to Golden Point? Not often. So I think it was just a Henry, no, it's absolutely fine. No offense whatsoever. It was just funny. And
Reece Walsh taking the hit up from the back fence. You don't see that very often. And that's probably why, because he made 0 meters.
I was just going to say to Henry, you'll not learn the players that well with us because we have a lot of nicknames for ones we can't pronounce or just nicknames in general.
Oh, Payne in the Haas bends the line. And that is a good, strong carry. Walsh in at first receiver. Cut out ball. Out wide they go for Staggs. In and away. Up over halfway. He gets up and goes against Staggs. Surely he was held. No, says the referee. And Staggs carries it inside the 30. 5th and last. Walsh again at first receiver. Chips it in over the top. Kennedy's there to take it on the fall. A poor kick. And Kennedy now beats one. And he's met by Mam and Shibasaki 10 metres out from their own line. Called a knock on against Kennedy. Here come the Broncos. Kennedy appealing that it was stripped out and they will do a captain's challenge. Well, they got the first one right, the Sharks.
Yeah, it didn't look like Ezra Mann was anywhere near that to strip out. But anyway, we'll go from there. Walsh's playmaking has been terrible so far today. Lockie, isn't his playmaking terrible in pretty much every game? says the Broncos supporter. I should give
That
it
is a loose carry, and the Sharks have burnt their captain's challenge. They tried to burn it inside the opening 5 minutes. Well, they tried hard enough, and they've finally done it now with 18 minutes to go. Challenge unsuccessful, and here come the Broncos. They could be in the lead here after a couple of tackles. Scrum down, 10 meters out, right in front of the sticks. Reynolds waiting to feed.
All right.
Broncos break to the right. There's Walsh at first receiver again. Gets the flick pass off for Staggs. Staggs beats one. Still going Staggs, but he's running backwards now. Fires it infield. And Xavier Willison taken down 5 meters out. Slow play the ball. This will be 6 again if they're not careful. Walsh again at first receiver. This is clearly a tactic for the Broncos. As Teague Wilton's cupped a finger in the eye there by the looks of it. Reynolds out the back for Carrigan. Now Mams up in the line and slips. Taken down 10 meters out. Made him an easy target. Jensen. Tackle 4 just to the left of the post.
Definitely not from Ipswich.
Oh, that's a loose pass, but it goes to hand for Reynolds. And Talakai goes for the intercept and backs it down. He saves a try, but it will be 6 more tackles. Walsh is down in back play. Walsh is down in back play.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know. I don't know if he's milking him for a penalty or if he's actually hurt. He was hit by... he was hit on suspicion by Mulatalo. And he was hit pretty hard, but I would dare say he's down for the milk, in all honesty.
Ooh. Yeah, look, honestly, that doesn't look that bad. That just looks like a...
He's down for the milk. He'll be fine.
Action hero stuntman off of Mulatalo there. I don't feel like that's...
He was just going for the penalty, and he got it. And Mulatalo will go on report. Blair 420, thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok. Cheers, mate.
He's the Broncos version of Cameron Munster. Fantastic. I really need a new team.
Well, it was a penalty, but I mean, he was going to get the penalty whether he stayed down like that or not. Is the thing. So no, he didn't need to do that.
Stay down. And he didn't need to flop himself off Mulatalo.
Well, actually, did they even give them the penalty? I think they've just put Mulatalo on report, and they're going to play the knock on. So there you go. They didn't even get the penalty after all that.
Oh, look, he's so multi-talented. He's in the TikTok chat as well.
Ezra Mam in midfield. Dummies inside. Then he almost threw the pass. Raymond was onto it. 15 out. Back into midfield for Jensen again. He's been heavily involved. Corey Jensen.
Lucky on TikTok. I love laughing at the Broncos, and I'm a Broncos fan.
Reynolds to Mam. Mam 10 meters out. Stands in the tackle. Now he's brought to ground. Raymond's all over him. Couple of tackles left now. Reynolds goes out the back to nobody, but it bounces up for Walsh. Fires it across to Staggs. Staggs one-on-one with Talakai. Talakai's got him wrapped up this time. And makes no mistake putting him down. Walsh again at first receiver. Reynolds, here he is hiding out the back again. So I wonder what the ploy is there by bringing Walsh into first receiver. Fifth and last, Walsh with the kick back in field, and it's a 7-tackle set as it's taken on the full in the end goal. Robert M, ahoy, mates. Do we know who the referee is?
No, I have no idea who the referee is. Heel prize, the Broncos try was good. It was good. Like, it was a little dummy underneath from Corey Pakes from
Wyatt Raymond. Never heard of him. Wyatt Raymond is the referee. I've never heard of him.
Never heard of him either.
And Adam G is in the bunker. Oh, that's a huge run. Toby Rudolph, the former Aquaman, bumping off Ezra.
Why is he former?
because he doesn't have the long hair no more. As Nickera goes through a big gap. Where's he support? He's got Kennedy on the inside. Walsh with the Superman attempted intercept. Kennedy bags a double. They are absolutely dismantling the Broncos' defense on the edges, and Mulatalo makes fun of the crowd dance that they do after tries.
Yeah, I would too. Wait, we have a dance?
Big gap opens up on the edge again. And it's the second rowers, Nickera and Wilton, who is off for a HIA, by the way. But it's the edges. It's the second rowers.
Who's off for a HIA? Nickera?
No, Teague Wilton.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that was by Walsh, but it looks stupid.
14 points to 6, the kick to come. The Sharks have extended. A double for Will Kennedy.
Over there on TikTok says Big Haas be leaving next year. Can't wait.
Haas isn't going anywhere.
Payne Haas is probably the sole reason I still go for the Broncos. If Payne Haas leaves, I'll probably follow him. I'm not, unless he goes to like the Storm, in which case then he's dead to me. But yeah, he's probably the sole. Am I allowed? The legit question, chat rooms, YouTube, TikTok. Can I leave the Broncos? Am I allowed?
No, you're not. Because then we'd have nothing to hold against you. As Hines puts the conversion over, and the Sharks lead 16 points to 6.
Oh
well, I mean, who would you go for? You'd Tigers? They're not exactly doing any better than your team. Bulldogs?
I like them,
but then you would.
You know,
but if you went for the Bulldogs now, you would just seem like a bandwagon jumper. So you can't pick the Bulldogs.
Yes, so I wouldn't be Bulldogs. Yeah, but heel fries, there's a difference between being shit and, sorry, TikTok, don't ban us. There's a difference between being terrible and a difference between letting a player who, you know, runs into cars while he's high and puts people in hospital and letting them play.
Yeah, it's the personalities and the attitudes, not the actual team. That's the difference.
Exactly. The personalities, the attitudes, the egos. Just a lot of stuff lately doesn't sit right with me for the Broncos, and it's just getting worse and worse.
Aiden, thank you very much for the heart me on TikTok. Cheers, mate.
I mean, my parents jumped ship from New South Wales to Queensland, so maybe I should just follow in their footsteps and jump ship from the Broncos to, like, the Tigers or the Roosters.
Or the Storm.
Like the Roosters.
Trindle.
I'd rather die.
Oh, jeez. Wow. It is a deep-rooted hatred, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. As a good run here from Fanua Blake goes over the top of Ezra Mam. Fifth and last, Hines puts the kick downfield from halfway. Taken 10 metres out by Walsh. Walsh looks up, heads across field. And very tentatively into contact goes Reece Walsh. And that's what happens. I've talked about it a few times. Reece Walsh, you hit him hard early in the game. It rattles him. He's afraid to run into contact for the rest of the game. And we just saw it there. That was a very tentative kick return. When compared to other players. Haas is off the field, by the way. Getting strapped up. I was meaning to say that, but then we got distracted by wondering if Michelle should support the Melbourne Storm or not.
Never in my life.
Mulatalo takes the high ball, returns it. Oh, and he's met hard in the tackle by Piakora, pinning the Sharks down in their own end, 15 out from their own line. Haas has always had a bandage on his knee, but he is very specifically at the moment off the field getting more bandages on the knee. That's the thing. As the Sharks get a penalty here for high contact, Dione Katoa and the Rat's Tails. He got hit so hard, the Rat's Tail flipped over to the front.
Keep Haas nice and you know, cocooned and cotton balled and wrapped in cotton wool. I got there eventually. Keep him ready for Origin. Okay, put your Rat's Tail back, buddy.
Sharks up to halfway. And now beyond, Fanua Blake, another good, strong carry. He had that one dropped ball early, Fanua Blake, but he's been immense ever since. 10.5 to go until the break. Notice this, ahoy, mate.
You want to go heel fries? Is it down? It's down there. I would have gone. Would have been fun.
Rudolph plays it, 30 out. Here's McInnes now, straightening the attack. 20 out now with 2 tackles to go. Brayley goes quickly, up the middle, dummying. He's now got Nickera back on the 45 degrees. 5 metres out here on the 5th and last. Sharks go left again. Trindle to Hines. Nico scores. But we'll have to look at the obstruction. But at the moment, Nico's gone through and scored. The try's been awarded. We will look at a potential obstruction. But at the moment, it's the Sharks 20, the Broncos 6, and Blair 420. Thank you very much for the 4 Community Fest things.
I can't wear 2 scarves. It's too goddamn warm.
Let's have a look at the replay here. So, nope, straight through the defensive line cleanly. No disruption. Try confirmed.
Wow, Nico Hines has got a try.
Nico Hines with the try. He almost dived over the dead ball line, the goof. That would have just been such a Nico thing to do. It's like, just put it down, put it down.
Put it down beforehand. He saw it.
Ah.
He had plenty of room. Oh,
He had half a metre. Half a metre.
Your faith in Nico is just, yeah.
He had half a metre. If he dove like footy players traditionally dive with that arm out, he would have come very, very close.
Blair 420, the Broncos doing what they do best. Balls hanging up. And I'm so annoyed.
The Broncos are doing what the Broncos do, fearing the sunshine.
I'm so cranky. I swapped my tip. Seriously. Can't wait to see what my Broncos mates are. Yeah. They'll disown me if I leave the Broncos and go for like the Roosters. They would literally disown me. Yeah, look. It's definitely a COVID year for the Broncos, isn't it? They started well and then they just fell off. Madge, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should get up early one morning and roll down to a training and see what it's like and get some actual proper, insight. I mean, they're pretty much like I went down to training once as a journalism journalist. I was studying journalism and I went down to for an assignment and did like an interview. So
from the kickoff now, Toby Rudolph on the 10. Henry's got Karapani or Arthurs to score. And somebody else needs Korapani for 600.
Seriously, I'm so over my stream being behind.
Quick, play the ball speed now for the Sharks as they rumble it up to the 40. Ezra Mam down in back play, copped a poke to the eye, I think. Trindle from inside the 40. It's charged down, 6 more tackles. Well, everything's going the Sharks' way here. 6 more off the charge down. Brayley goes to the left for Mulatalo. And they're back in the Broncos half. Ezra gets his eye washed out. Hines.
You in hospital, Ezra? So
to Ramian. Ramian. 1-on-1 with Piakora. Piakora brings him down. Hines. Short ball for Fanua Blake. They're 20 metres out now, the Sharks. 7 to go until the break. 22-6. Trindle. Back inside it goes for Rudolph. Rudolph offloads for Brayley. Brayley goes back out to the left for Trindle. Now Talakai heads back towards the post. 10 metres out. 5th and last. Brayley back into midfield for Rudolph. Hines looping around the back. Puts the grubber kick in. The Broncos dive on the loose ball after trapping it with the feet of Jordan Ricky.
Not sure. Heel fries. I think it's died down a little bit. But generally we're streaming, so we're not really listening to the commentary and the crowds.
I can tell you that not at Suncorp. He was never getting booed at Suncorp.
was
Out.
you.
Crossfield kick here from Reynolds. Needs the bounce. It bounces awkwardly over the top. Mulatalo tries to dive on it, and it's loose into touch off the Sharks. So it will be a result for the Broncos, but unlucky bounce. Things are just not going their way today. But yes, heel fries as Payne and the Haas getting ready to come back onto the field. A fresh bandage, an even thicker and fuller one. Unlike my hairline, but I digress. Yes, I will be playing the new rugby league game.
We need him for Origin 3.
It depends. We need him for Origin 3 if he's going to play like Origin 1 as Stags makes another line break. It's not a clean one, though. Only half a break.
They all need to play like it was Origin 1, the New South Welshmen. And they need to kick like it's, last year.
Reynolds inside to Payne and the Haas. Here he is. Freshly taped up. And a good strong carry up the middle. Walsh again at first receiver. I think this is where it's breaking down for the Broncos. As they get a 6 again. Reece Walsh is essentially playing halfback. A late offload as they keep the ball alive now. Man, with the kick, it's way too heavy. And a 7-tackle set. He's kicked it on play 1, Ezra. He's kicked it on tackle 1. And he put it way too heavy.
Oh, I need some more tequila.
DJ Shaq, ahoy, mate. He's furious with himself.
I wonder if he was that mad at himself after he ran into those people. Okay, I'll stop, I promise.
See, I had that joke in my head, but I thought I won't use it. Enough time's gone by, and then you, boom. Straight into him, right in the nutsack. I feel like the time's passed and
no,
but
there is not enough
time.
I have zero
no reprieve. No reprieve from Michelle. As the Sharks are now back in Broncos territory. 40 meters out from the line. Hines onto Nickera. Nickera, dummies. Gets the flick pass back for Hines. Hines back into midfield. It's lost by Hamlin-Uele, Rudolph, sorry. But he's lost it backwards. Brings the play to a close, but they still have the ball. Fifth and last, Trindle. Grubbers in behind the line, looks for the bounce. And cheeky by Reece Walsh collected the ball and then jumped in the air. Because he knows he can't be tackled in the air. Cheeky bugger. Stags with another break.
He lifted the leg as well.
Picked up and dumped in the tackle.
Too.
I've actually wondered why more players don't do that. If you can't get tackled in the air, why don't you just constantly run and jump up into the defensive line? Then you can't be tackled. Line break every time. Payne Haas. Probably because it would be considered against the spirit of the game, I suppose. Reynolds inside ball, opens them up. And now, Willison is it? Willison to Mam. Ezra Mam's over the line and scores. Ezra Mam gets the second tick off my multi. And wait. Going up as no try. It's going up as no try. The call is that he's lost the ball. The call is knock on.
Still get slapped.
Okay, so he's held up initially. Great tackle by Katoa. He then spins. The ball. No, he's maintained possession, and that's a try. A tick off the multi. Tick number 2. We're halfway there.
I don't know. He looks like he's lost that.
That's fine. That's a try. The ball never comes away. He's always got control. Try.
From that angle, it looks fine.
Try is awarded. Ezra Mam gets the second tick off our multi. It's 22 points to 10. The kick to come from right beside the post.
Oh, heel fries. That was that was a little lower than where we would go. Maybe
Both teams.
Anyway. Off a stream.
Both teams have got big defensive issues up the middle. How many line breaks have we seen in this game? Hang on, I'll tell you exactly. The line breaks that we've seen in this game. Defense is apparently optional today. Line breaks, line breaks.
Yeah, I'm not repeating that for TikTok. We'll get banned heel fries.
Line break. Okay, so there's been 8 line breaks across the course of the game so far as we approach halftime. Sometimes you don't even see 8 line breaks across an entire match.
Yeah. Oh, look. Get Peter out. There's Buck.
22 points to 12. Ezra Mam with the try that brings the Broncos back within reaching distance.
Henry on TikTok, Ezra Mam scored that try for the Broncos, and we're giving him a lot of grief because in the off-season, Ezra Mam was high and drunk and ran into
I think
a
we've
car
talked about that enough, haven't we?
and put them in hospital.
I think we've discussed that a fair bit. 1:30 to go until the halftime break. Walsh takes the kickoff. Payne and the Haas charges into contact, but there's 3 Sharks there to meet him and drive him backwards. They didn't drive him backwards far, but they stopped him in his tracks. So it looks like we're going to go to halftime 22 points to 12. There's so many points. Up the middle now. Hetherington.
Oh, he saw it, heel fries. He saw it.
Reynolds drops it off on the inside. Ricky looks to offload, but they wrap him up. Inside the last minute now.
It's raining here again on the north side.
The kick downfield taken by Kennedy. And Kennedy, he has this habit, Kennedy, of just backtracking about 5 meters as he turns in an arc before he starts going forward again. I'd like to see him catch and pivot immediately.
Maybe he can't pivot.
Well, then he shouldn't be a starting fullback in an NRL team.
Maybe he's like one of those big cars that, can't turn on a dime. Like a Ranger or Ford Ranger or something.
If he can't catch the ball and pivot all in one motion, I don't want you as fullback. As Hines now keeps this kick low and flat into the corner. It bounces awkwardly for Karapani, and Katoa dives on him. 2 seconds to go. This will be the last play of the half. Ezra Mam tries to milk a penalty and does so successfully. And he's got 10 in the bin for it, Sione Katoa. Well, Ezra Mam, not only has he scored the try that brought the Broncos right back into it, he has now earned the penalty and the send-off for his opposition there. Sione Katoa, 10 in the bin. Let's see, called a trip, and oh yes, fair enough too. Fair enough. That is just stupidity from Sione Katoa. What was he thinking?
Oh yeah, that was pretty dumb.
And the Broncos fail to find touch. Which finally brings this half to a close. Adam Reynolds wants to challenge. Adam Reynolds challenging.
0 seconds left on the clock, Adam Reynolds. Leave it for the next half.
Well, because they get if this ball is actually out, they get the ball back. They get to play the tackle. They could go for a drop goal. They could put a kick up and potentially score a game-changing try.
But it's not out.
And if it's correct, then they retain their challenge anyway. So Reynolds believes that he's found touch.
But
Kennedy
he hasn't found touch.
Has jumped from the field of play. Bats the ball back, backhanded. He slaps it back. It's gone backwards. Now it's landed in the field of play.
So that's a waste of a challenge. Just let it go. It's half time, for God's sake. Come out with full of your pickle juice and yell at by Madge and just take on the next half.
Bats it back, and it's in the field of play. Captain's challenge unsuccessful, and that will be half time. So both teams now have lost their challenge. Jimmy, you're at the game. Very nice. Callum needs Arthur's and Mulatalo as well.
That wasn't a soft sin bin. He stuck his hands out. That was a brain snap sin bin. It was dumb. He deserved it. So, but
why are we still looking at this?
Oh, I have no idea. That is an utter.
How has that decision not been made already?
I don't know.
Challenge unsuccessful. It took me one replay.
I don't know.
One replay it took. Brick Cheese says waste of a challenge.
Absolutely. I said that 600-700 replays ago. Heel fries, you kind of missed me last season. I kind of started to mellow out a little bit for most things. But the Broncos just drive me absolutely insane. So I don't get mad anymore at the Broncos. I just go with it. I just assume that they're going to be utterly useless. So I just roll with it now.
I must have not been here for the mellowing out phase.
Oh, well, it wasn't during Origin, that's for sure. God.
Origin and Melbourne Storm, as we know, is a different beast. Completely different beast.
I am a different beast at Origin. I'm aware of this. It's terrible. All right, should I swap scarves from my mum's scarf to my scarf? Will that give us better luck? Or should I just stay scarfless? Because it's actually kind of warm.
Broncos don't play the Storm now until the back end of the season. I think it's like I think it's like round 26 or something, if I'm not mistaken.
God, well.
So that'll be an interesting one.
No, it won't be interesting. The Storm will be well and truly entrenched in the top 8. The Broncos will probably be like 12th or something with absolutely no chance of getting.
Well, more like the minor premiership. Oh, they play round 27. So the very last round. Okay. So the Storm will be resting half their team for the finals. Then the Broncos might get a win.
Maybe.
Bellamy will rest half the squad.
Right. Can one of you figure it out? Because one of you is saying round 23. One half of Dan's saying round 26. The other half is saying round 27. When do they actually play each other? Oh, God.
Oh, they're playing round 23 as well. Round 23 in Melbourne, round 27 at Suncorp. There you go.
Why so close? Have we not played them this year? Did I block it?
Why so close? Have you not seen the first 16 rounds so far? Everybody's playing everybody close. It's messed up. The entire process messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Cronulla Blake was subbed off at the end of that first half, yes. And do feel free to only ask once. We will get around to it.
Okay, you've got up to number 1. I am going to get more beverages and put a multi on for the next game. So.
No one need to say. Do it.
Did you just want to throw that out there?
Do it.
So that everybody knows that you know how to say his name?
No, I'm suggesting that you put him in the multi. Because he scores every week.
I thought you were like, look at me, I've learned how to say his name. No one gets to say.
He'll be played in the next game.
Oh, I gotta stop doing. Heel fries, I'm gonna be on for the next game. I don't think I'm doing the Eels Titans game because by that stage I'll probably be utterly ruined. I'm actually getting over the flu, so yeah, I probably can't get through 3 games, unfortunately. So you will be without me for your team. So I'm sure you're thanking your lucky stars. Dan, though, is doing all 3 games.
Yes, indeed. I considered reaching out to Jamie, seeing if he wanted to do the Titans game today. But Jamie had a big night too. So
did he go out with you or
not with me? No.
He was just out in general. Yeah, I don't know.
No,
what
we
my
did.
man's
We
doing,
did
so
almost
I'm not sure.
coordinate a catch up, but it didn't quite pan out.
Gotcha. All right, I'll be right back.
All right. So halftime here, 22 points to 12. The Sharks have put in a little bit of a mixed bag, but overall, they were pretty solid. The Broncos, a scrappy start, but they sort of came back into it that back end of the half. I feel like they were on top. So going into halftime, I think the momentum is with the Broncos. The first 10 minutes, of course, in the second half will be very telling and very, very important for both teams. If the Sharks can extend their lead, that'll be obviously very good for them. It's sort of, this game, in my opinion, has kind of got the, this game has sort of got the next try wins feel about it. If the Sharks score early in the second half, I think they go on with it. If the Broncos score first, I think that not only do they run them down, obviously, but they go over the top in the end and finish well. Reece Walsh is back. Yes, he's been, well, to be perfectly honest, Reece Walsh has been awful. But, I mean, it is his first game back, isn't it? So it might take him some time to get into things. But the interesting thing, Reece Walsh has essentially been playing halfback. The Broncos' shape on attack. Oh, it's his second game back? Okay, well, then there's no excuse. Then there's absolutely no excuse for how badly he's playing then. But, yeah, he's been playing halfback for some reason. I don't understand that. I just wonder if it's an attempt from Madge to kind of blood Reece Walsh, perhaps, as a future halfback. I mean, we've seen players in the past successfully move from fullback into the halves. I wonder if Madge has kind of got that in mind. And whilst also taking some of the burden off Adam Reynolds, because we know that Adam Reynolds is probably just one injury away from his career being over. Let's face it. So maybe by having Reece Walsh in at first receiver, a majority of the time, it just gives Adam Reynolds and his old legs a little bit more room to move, if that makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I'm just pure speculation. But I have noticed it. It's been quite noticeable. Reece Walsh has essentially been playing halfback. He's been in a first receiver constantly. He's been doing the kicking on fifth and last. And he's been kicking terribly. Mind you, everyone has for the Broncos. Today, Reece Walsh has given away a lot of 7-tackle sets by putting the ball dead. So has Ezra Mam, and so has Adam Reynolds. So, yeah, the Broncos are not getting their kicking game right at all. Baby J, you did Sharks 1-12. Mulatalo try scorer, Mam try scorer, and Nikora try scorer. Very nice. Talon, all you need is Mulatalo and Karapani. Nice. And what have we got here? Ibo needs Mulatalo. You've already got Ezra. Sweet. And obviously, I still need Mulatalo and Jesse Arthurs. All right. I'm going to have a quick break myself. We'll be right back for all the second half action here. Waste of Water Sports. Back after this quick break. I've got to get myself some new drinks as well. right, so my multi for the next game. Multi for the next game. Let's have a look. Let's build it now. So obviously, I've already said I'm going to go in the Wanganita. That is a given. Marky Mark. Okay. Jeremiah Nanai's kind of been letting me down lately when I've been having him in multis, so don't know how I feel about that. But definitely the Wanganita. We'll add that one. Robert Derby. Billy Smith. Billy Smith's been playing well. Zach Labert. Yeah, Zach Labert or Robert Derby. I'm a big fan of Robert Derby, actually. But I don't know. This is a hard one to pick, really. Talon says, what do I think about Dom Young coming back? Dom Young is much more valuable, in my opinion, to the Knights than the Roosters. That's my opinion. I mean, he came back and he was immense in his game back. He made a world of difference to the Knights team, and they picked up a big victory. You know what? I almost tipped him as well. I almost tipped him because I was looking on paper and I went, this is the strongest Knights team that they have fielded in 2025, and that has a lot to do with Dom Young coming back. So I wasn't all that surprised that they got the win. I was surprised in the method and how they got to the win. But, yeah. Nelson Wilkins says Broncos are a disgrace. My Panthers will flog them. Actually, here's something funny. As we know, things like YouTube and Facebook and all that sort of thing, Google search, the algorithm treats everybody differently, right? So you might not get the same search results for the same search terms, okay? But I was looking for sound effects, because you know how at the games and on Fox Sports coverage and whatnot, they play the sound effect when a team scores a try. And for the Broncos, it's obviously the Broncos, the horse, making the sound. I was looking for these sound effects on YouTube because I thought it might be a fun little addition to the streams. So I was sussing it out, and I've done a YouTube search for Broncos sound effect. And I'm not even joking. On the YouTube app, Broncos sound effect, and it came up. It comes up if you scroll down the page, search results for Broncos sound effect. I got the Panthers growl sound effect as the first one, but about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 search results down. So still on the front page, Broncos sound effect on YouTube. You get the fail sound effect. I thought that was rather funny.
Have you just stopped talking, or?
No. I've been talking this whole time.
Do the eels have a sound effect, eel fries?
Yeah, it's like electricity.
Yeah.
Like electric eels.
Ah, okay, gotcha. All right. Sorry, did I yell neighing too loudly? Is that why you muted me?
No, I just always mute the microphones whenever you're gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Then no potential awkwardness ensues.
What, like me yelling at my dog? Stop licking his balls? I mean, what?
Yeah. Or whatever it is. Like, because we can hear you, but we can't make out what you're saying.
It is me, Richard Trainer. Yeah, I know. I kind of mumble things in the background, and I'm like, I don't know if
Well,
you can hear me or not.
we're
so I'm
not
just gonna
meant to
mumble
be.
them anyway.
We're not meant to be hearing you. That's the thing. George, alarm, ahoy, mate. We are ready for the second half here. Delicately poised, this game. Oh, and let's not forget, because I did momentarily, the Sharks are down a man for the first 10 minutes. Sione Katoa got himself sin-binned right on the stroke of half-time. So it will be 13 Broncos against 12 Sharks for the next 9 or so minutes. Can the Broncos use this as an opportunity to not only get themselves back into the contest, but take the lead? As Walsh in at first receiver again. Fires the offload back infield for Piakora. Piakora straightens. Big defense from the Sharks in midfield, though. Payne in the Haas. Up the guts. Takes 3 Sharks to bring him down. Reynolds out the back for Walsh. Short ball opens them up. Staggs beats one. Angles back infield. He's got Walsh in support, but he dummies and goes on his own. Staggs. Brought to ground, 25 out from the line. Walsh at first receiver again. Loose pass out in front of Mam, but it bounces nicely back to Walsh, who kicks in over the top. And it's going to sit up just outside the goal line, scooped up by the Sharks. And Ramian returns it to the 10. That was pretty scrappy by the Broncos, but another line break. Katoni Staggs is on fire. Looking very threatening. He needed to give that ball, though. Big defense here, driving the Sharks backwards 10 meters. As Nikra plays it, still inside their own 20. That was a big moment right before halftime. You can feel the Broncos have got all the momentum here. 5th and last. Still inside their own half. Well inside. Trindle from 35 out from their own line here. The Sharks needs a big kick. Taken on the full at the back. And Jesse Arthurs brings it into contact. Walsh again at first receiver. Shuffles it on down the line for Karapani, who almost breaks clean through. Down the short side, Walsh to Shibasaki. The Sharkies here, barely holding on. Staying on the short side again. Walsh, cutout pass, was a mile forward. Karapani steps back in field. No call, unsurprisingly, on the forward pass. Mam in midfield. Hands it off to Payne Haas. Payne in the Haas. Flings the pass over the top to Walsh. Had numbers out to the left, but he comes back in field. Some poor decision-making here for the Broncos. Reynolds now looks to kick through. Trindle traps it with the boot. It sits up for him. It's a foot race. As Puru brings it up to halfway. Talakai bumps off one. Bumps off a second. Trindle, 35 out. Gives it off to McInnes. What a turnaround that was. In fairness, if Heel Fries doesn't know Richard Trainer, it would absolutely have come across as spam.
He
Trindle
absolutely likes to repeat himself.
Inside, Hetherington wraps him up. Cohoon gets the pass away for McInnes. And Puru
I've been talking a lot about the NBA lately.
takes it to the 20. 5th and last here for the Sharks.
We lost you for so long, Heel Fries. I mean...
Hines with the crossfield kick. Mulatalo's been bumped off by Reynolds. Play on, says the referee. And, yeah, Mulatalo was being a little bit cheeky there, I think. As the Broncos now still 13 on 12 for the next little time being. But they're trapped inside their own half. Payne Haas in midfield. Just short of halfway. Mam at first receiver. Inside for Willison. Is it just me or does Xavier Willison look smaller this week than he normally does for whatever reason? Ezra Mann puts this kick up. Kennedy takes it, and he's met hard in the tackle by Hetherington. 4 minutes 40 left in the bin for Sione Katoa. And the Sharks have navigated this little period well.
Amazingly. Are we any of us surprised?
Brayley from dummy half. He's got Nickera running with him.
Surprised the Sharks haven't put 2 bloody tries on us.
Mulatalo.
Can I change my tip again?
Just short of halfway here. Well, just short of the 40, rather. As Puru with the offload now. Back for Hines. Space opens up on the right here for the Sharks. And it's Ramian who puts the foot down on that right edge. Cuts back in field. And he's taken high there by Payne in the Haas. Nico wants him off for 10. But that's not going to happen. It is a penalty. High contact. And the Sharks, well, maybe they should have Sione Katoa sent off more often. They've looked good since he's gone off the field.
Oh, look, Shibasaki being awful.
Charlie Chips, ahoy there. Welcome along. Bundy on TikTok says, being a Broncos supporter, we are playing like crap.
Yeah. Look, I don't think that was too intentional by Payne Haas. I think that's fine. Report, yes. Have them have a look at it, but definitely not 10 in the bin. Look at that fade butt. He's been to the barber today.
McInnes, 20 metres out in midfield. The Sharks, if they manage points with 12 men on the field against 13, what a statement that would be. As Puru on debut, by the way. Hohepa Puru. Hines, inside ball for Rudolph. Rudolph, 5 metres out. Brayley, dummies, dives for the line. And much like Corey Peaks in the first half, Brayley has stolen a try. Or Blake Brayley, sorry. Braden is the brother that plays for somebody else. Blake Brayley dives over exactly like Corey Peaks in the first half.
Not gonna
but on the opposite edge.
All right, taking the scarf back off. I won't be associated with this nonsense.
And Reece Walsh is caught diving in desperation because he's overrun the tackle. Where have we seen that before? Where have we seen that before? 12 on 13, and the Sharks extend their lead 26 points to 12. Remember, the Cronulla Sharks, 38% win record at Suncorp Stadium, but the Broncos have lost their last 6 on the trot in the daytime. A Friday night fixture or Thursday night fixture cannot come fast enough for the Broncos.
Yep, slacking on TikTok. Walsh has to be the worst offender because he's bloody tiny and he's terrified for whatever reason. He should not be playing rugby league against the big boys if that's the way he goes. But yeah.
As Hines converts from just to the right of the post.
The fire,
Can I put my AI generated cartoon back up on you? Of the this is my AI generated cartoon of the Brisbane Broncos fearing the sun that I used for the pregame.
Oh, I don't have the YouTube up. I just have the chat next to the game. So
yes, and it's a game against the Warriors during the daytime again. Next week.
We suck.
They're also a day game, so the Warriors could be morals for that one, the way it's going. Sione Katoa still has 1 minute left in the sin bin as the Sharks take the kickoff. Scoring points, a man down. Unbelievable.
I said it would happen, didn't I? Like, Katoa's got another minute in the bin. I said the Sharks will probably put 2 on the Broncos.
But I figured that was just you being...
halfway there.
I figured that was just you being like I am with the Sharks when they're losing. Like,
No,
typical.
I'm literally halfway there.
Typical stuff. Fifth and last here for the Sharks on halfway.
Lord. Poof. Seriously.
And we've got time off.
You can sit down.
Time off and off for a HIA. Brendan Piacora. Sharks are my team, Blair, yes.
Oof.
But I have a love-hate relationship with them. As we all do with our teams, I'm sure. Aslan's Store, New Zealand. Ahoy there, welcome along. Jackpot, Broncos will win. Fifth and last. Trindle gets the kick high, contestable ball, perhaps no. It goes just a metre or two too heavy, and it's an easy take in the end for Jesse Arthurs. Walsh again at first receiver. I would love to understand the mindset behind that tactic, and it's clearly been a tactic by Madge today. Reece Walsh playing halfback. When you've got one of the best halfbacks in the game, Adam Reynolds, to steer the ship around, why is Reece Walsh playing first receiver 90% of the time?
Injury, age, give him more experience. He's going to take over from him eventually.
Reynolds puts the kick down from inside the 40.
Maybe.
Mulatalo heads back into contact. Taken down, 25 out. But if they were just trying him out, wouldn't you try that out against, no offense, but like the Titans or... Why would you try it out against another top 8 team? That doesn't make sense. Or wouldn't you try it out in the preseason?
Ego. I can do it. Let me do it, coach.
Yeah, but if you're the coach, you don't listen to that.
Heel fries. I was kidding. Absolutely kidding.
Sharks now on tackle 4.
Heel fries, if I quit the Broncos,
up over halfway. Hines.
Parramatta is my closest to where I was born by like a
Nekera runs a good line here, and they've broken through again. The Sharks, fifth and last. Down the short side, Hines to Ramian. Ramian can't get the arms free. He's held up a metre out. That will be the handover. Sharks back to a full complement now as well, of course. Broncos will start this set a metre out from their own try line.
Yeah, legit. Like, heel fries, if I was to quit the Broncos and go for like my actual home team, it would likely be Parramatta because it's slightly closer to where I was born over the Balmain Tigers. So West Tigers.
Hey, what happened to my Maltese? Why has Jenkins from the Panthers suddenly appeared in my Maltese? As now the Broncos break down the left edge. Karapani steps back inside. Fifth and last on halfway. Walsh puts the kick up. Sharks let it bounce. This could go anywhere. Oh, it's been lost by Mulatalo. Mulatalo's lost it. The Sharks have no challenges left. Jenkins just inserted himself at halftime. The cheeky bugger.
I feel like the world might explode if Heel Fries and I went for the same origin and club team. I need to put a multi on. I still didn't do it. I was getting more beverages in that halftime break. And a snack, which my dog's now shitty about because he didn't get. Jenkins is not playing for the Broncos, Marley Prime. He plays for...
Can we launch an investigation into how Jenkins appeared on my multi? To launch an investigation into this. An investigation ASAP.
42 minutes. I got time after this game between the next game to put a multi on. I say that now.
That's hilarious. Well, anyways, I mean, that leg of the multi was Ezra Mam. So the Broncos now 10 meters out from the line. Payne Haas. Loose ball. He batted it back and saved the day. Great work there from Payne in the Haas. Inside ball for Willison. Willison tries to barge over. A meter short. Half a meter now. 2 tackles left for the Broncos. Crucial that they score next. Through the hands out to the left. Shibasaki gathers it in. And Shibasaki scores the try. The Broncos are back. There's that left edge.
Are they back, or they just scored a try?
Shibasaki. Almost had him in my multi, but not that it matters because we got the combo with Ezra Mam anyway.
It's a margarita, Burko.
He bobbles it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Shibasaki before he finally gathers it in. 1 bobble, 2 bobble, 3. Shibasaki with the hit back.
Yeah, it's still just a margarita. And it's not even a real margarita. It's made with a premix margarita mix. But it's actually quite nice. So, yeah. Extra tequila, of course. Yeah, good ball control there, even after he bobbled it a little bit. Man didn't panic, grabbed the ball back in, pulled it back into his chest.
Conversion successful.
Absolutely not.
Conversion successful.
Henry, I use Sportsbet. Dan, are you on Sportsbet still?
I jump over wherever the best odds are normally.
Gotcha. Am I supposed to be a blank white screen on TikTok? Oh no, there I am. Yeah, I just have Sportsbet. I had a couple of decent wins at the start of the year, so I'm pretty much just riding those until I run out of money. So Sportsbet's where it is for me. Sportsbet banned you, Charlie Chips. Well, Aslan's Store NZ, mark my words, Broncos will win. 10 points down, 24 minutes to go. Look, it's not insurmountable. Okay, my stream's slightly behind Dan, so I've only just had to restart after the try. But yeah, Payne Haas is bringing the ball up. So just wanted to point that out if you were all wondering why I'm a little behind. Oh, they got the offload. Reece Walsh is trying to break through, but...
Christ, that was so long ago. The Broncos are up on the 40 at the moment. Reynolds, inside ball to Willison.
Driving me nuts.
They're on tackle 4 on halfway. Payne and the Haas now into Sharks territory. Offloads for Mam. The Sharks, honestly, I'm telling you, they should get Sione Katoa sent off again. They looked better when he was off. Reynolds puts this kick high. Mulatalo takes it on the 10. And I think Michelle might only just be seeing Ezra Mam receive the offload from Haas on halfway.
Pretty much. I'm trying to fast forward now. Honestly, it's
Katoa bumps off one. Spins in the tackle, but he loses ground. The Sharks, yeah, since they've gone back to 13 on 13, Sharks looking a little flat-footed. Maybe they got a little too comfortable with the lead. We know that they do have the tendency to drop in and out of games. 5th and last. And it's a poor set, only 23 meters off it. Trendle needs a big kick here, but it's going to go out on the full. Well, that's not the mistake they needed. They are doing everything possible to invite the Broncos well back into this contest. There's still an eternity to go in this game. And he sent that way out. .22 minutes 40 to go. And here come the Broncos. Willison to the 20.
See, look, Reynolds, that's out on the full.
Hetherington steps back in field. 10 out from the line. Reynolds back in at first receiver. Man with the dummy goes straight through. Holds the pass up, and the try is scored by Karapani. That was too easy. And they are well back now.
Who the hell's that?
Back-to-back tries. Josiah Karapani.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
The Sharks' defensive line all stopped. Playing for the penalty, presumably. They all stopped.
Oh, that dumbass dance.
Yeah, that one.
I just saw the crowd doing it behind the try scorer.
The Sharks' defensive line all stopped when they saw Nico fall. You've got to play to the whistle.
Yep, you do.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, really. I mean, Ezra Mam went through that gap, but Nico's clearly taken the dive here.
I'm just putting the scarf back on.
Hines is contacted, but he clearly takes a dive. And Ezra Mam goes straight through that gap. The Sharks all stop, and that allows Karapani to run around next to the posts.
If I put my scarf back on and this is called a no try, this scarf's getting burned.
No, it's a try. Try confirmed.
Good Lord. Oh,
And the Sharks can learn a lesson there.
100%. You don't just, expect a penalty to be called because your player's flopping about on the ground. Wait for the goddamn whistle. Play, play, play.
Reynolds converts, and it's 28 points to 24.
Still doesn't even kick the ball in my end of the world.
So here, everybody stops, even Fanua Blake, who could have run back into the end goal, prevented Karapani from running around under the sticks.
And the thing is though, is that Nico goes down, like he just trips and then he tries to milk it. So it's not even, it wasn't never ever going to be a penalty.
Oh, Karapani, his first ever NRL try. There you go. First ever NRL try. Wait and stretch, ahoy, mate.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Who the hell is he? I've never even heard of him. Oh, I just missed his stats. How many games has he played?
Payne and the Haas now. From the kickoff.
The beanie will never be burned, Burko.
28-24, still 20 minutes to go. Plenty of time for a lot to happen here.
Two games, Taylor.
Who was that off for HIA? It might pop up on your screen in a couple of minutes. I think it was Piakora.
No, he hasn't gone off. He's passed his HIA.
Oh, he passed his HIA. There you go.
Yep.
Straight up the middle goes Xavier Willison.
That's the only bonus for me being behind, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Replays. Reynolds steps outside the 40, puts the kick downfield. Kennedy gives it off to Katoa. Katoa heads back in field, bumps off one. Tries to spin away from the tackle of Reynolds, who chases through his own kick there to put pressure on. 28-24, 20 minutes to go. So the Sharks scored that try, 12 on 13, and then they went to sleep. Basically what's happened.
Pretty much. Oh, I'm sure the Broncos will do something to balls it up, though.
I think there's twists and turns left in this one, for sure. Ramian carries it out to the 40. Atkinson's on the field now. Fanua Blake up to halfway on the fifth and last.
How can you not think I've mellowed about the Broncos? Like 2 years ago, I would have been ranting and raving and
Hines puts the kick up. Walsh is under it. Walsh takes it 10 out from their own line here. The Broncos heading across field. And he links up with Arthurs. Arthurs, who really hasn't seen any open space tonight. Walsh goes from dummy half, beats the tackle of Atkinson, tries to hold off the tackle of Jesse Colquhoun. 25 out from their own line. Broncos. Stags. Boy, he's been immense tonight. Katoni Stags. Karapani out to the 40. Down the short side, Walters, dummies. Now he gets the offload back. It's bobbled by Hetherington, but he holds on. Hetherington just short of halfway, fifth and last. Reynolds puts the kick down the middle of the field. Nobody back there for the Sharks in the middle, but Katoa comes across and returns the kick to the 20. Nico Hines starting to look a little forlorn out there. That's concerning. That look on the face, that look of confusion and uncertainty from Nico Hines.
Penalty wasn't called.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't lost it. It's still lingering. That is very concerning for the Sharks.
Henry on TikTok, do we research our picks? I assume you're talking to Dan here because his ones are on the screen.
Oh, numbers to the right, but they cut back in field.
He doesn't research them so much as he kind of just knows what's going on with the plays and the way the teams are.
Fifth and last, Hines puts this kick up. Kennedy chasing through, loses the ball. Trindle scoops it up and scores, but it's been knocked on by Kennedy. I suspect this will go up as no try, and they'll have a look.
It looks like he's lost it forward.
Yeah, Kennedy is not confident at all.
Braxton Kalanisi, your dad's raging about the Broncos. Yeah, it's eerily quiet out in the lounge room of the house that I live in currently. So he's either absolutely raging or he's taking the dog for a walk to bring his blood pressure down. So
there it is off the left hand of Will Kennedy into Reece Walsh. Knock on. 28-24, 16 minutes to go. RCJC, thank you very much for the rose.
God, they come up quick, those notifications, don't they? They go away. So we apologize if we've missed any roses or any other gifts on TikTok.
No, they sit up there the whole time, up the top, for me.
Oh, mine just went away. Maybe because I'm just a chat member, not an actual chat owner.
Correct. Yep,
Gotcha.
they sit up there the whole time for me. So we're all good. We're all good.
TikTok's killing YouTube in the gifts today, just saying so far. A few super chats out there. Could be worth it.
Payne in the Haas. Gets the offload away. Walters. Short ball for Walsh. Walsh is up to the 40. They're starting to open them up here, the Broncos. Walters from dummy half. Fifth and last. They're appealing for a penalty for some reason. Reynolds in midfield. Puts this one high. Contestable kick. Sharks let it bounce, and it bounces nicely for Mulatalo. Forty out from their own line here. Talakai goes on a big burst. The offloads in the second half. That's what's been killing the Sharks here. They've allowed the Broncos 9 offloads, with 15 and a half remaining. Hines in midfield. Inside for Katoa. And they're inside Broncos territory.
So do I, Braxton. So do I.
Hamlin ULA, fifth and last. He's held up. Driven backwards now. Goes to ground. 40 out from the line. Trindle sends the kick high. Down the left edge. Contestable ball. Walsh does well to take it and then surrenders in the tackle. 5 meters out from the Broncos line. And scooting off down the short side is Staggs. Staggs beats one. And he's taken down outside the 25. Katoni Staggs, man of the match for mine. And a penalty now to the Broncos. Markers not square. And the Sharks look like they're out on their feet, I must say. They're only just holding on as the Broncos They look like they're finishing the stronger of the two teams. And Katoni Staggs, he has been immense. Really has been a great performance by him. Carrigan takes it inside the Sharks' territory. Tackle 2. 4 points the difference. Reynolds onto Mam. Mam almost burst through Nico Hines. Did well to hold on there. They come back to this right edge. Inside the 20 they go. 2 tackles left. Reynolds. Inside ball for Carrigan. Carrigan heads back into midfield. 5th and last. They wrap the ball up, making sure that there's no offloads here on this occasion. 5th and last, 10 metres out. Broncos go left for Ezra. Ezra puts the grubber kick through. It deflects off the Sharks, who then knock it on. Hines is offside. This will be a penalty. Hines didn't even need to play it. That ball was way too heavy, and it would have been a 7-tackle set. But instinctively, he sticks the hand out. That made it an awkward pickup for Kennedy, who loses it. And Hines is in front, dives on the ball. The Broncos are full set of 6 now, 10 metres out. Here they come. With 13 minutes left to play. All the momentum. Can they finish it off? Jordan Ricky, 5 out from the line. The home crowd in strong voice now. They sense it here for their team. Carrigan bobbles the ball. That would have been a huge mistake. Couple of meters out, right in front of the posts. Walters sends it left from Reynolds. They beat him as they chase up quickly, the Sharks, but they allow the hands to get free. Reynolds pops it over the top. And the try is scored in the corner for Shibasaki. We're all locked up. Oh, was it Karapani? I'm sorry, my KO buffered at the worst possible moment. So I missed who actually scored that try. Reynolds put the pass in over the top, and then it paused on me, and it came back on for the try celebration. Karapani it is, who gets the double.
I would have corrected you.
Try confirmed.
I've never heard of it. Scored 2 tries.
Adam Reynolds with a kick from the sideline to give the Broncos the lead. Eleven and a half minutes remaining. And it's just the Sharks doing Sharks things.
Doing Shark things. Well, for some reason, the Broncos are doing good things, so.
Adam Reynolds from the sideline. Favoured side for a right-footed kicker.
Revenge of the scarf. Right?
Well, whether he kicks it or not, the Broncos have got all the momentum. They'll be back down this end very quickly. But he has kicked it right down the middle. Oh, it never looked like missing. 30 points to 28. And the Broncos take the lead. But as I was saying, even if he missed it, they've got all the momentum. So they'll be right back down here in a couple of minutes anyway.
Oh, well, we know how much momentum can swing and how quickly it can.
Oh, there's 10 minutes to go. This is not over by any stretch, but the Sharks need something to go their way.
Such a high, like a big scoring game, and only 2 off the multi. That kind of sucks. But you want Arthurs and Mulatalo in for sure. Look, I'm going to go for the Broncos. Obviously, they're my team, but I also tipped them. So, you know, I do kind of want them to win.
Back underway. Walsh to Carrigan, who takes the hit up.
But also, if they don't, I'm not surprised.
10 and a half minutes to go. Oh, that's a high contact, is it? No call from the referee, as Jensen was slipping into the tackle. The Sharks desperately holding on here, need to get their hands on the ball. Carrigan with his second carry of this set. Fifth and last now for the Broncos. Reynolds down the short side. Kicks long. Backing up for it. Kennedy takes it on the 10. And again, those couple of steps back before he winds up. And they hold him up and drive him backwards. Kennedy, 2 upright into contact. And he's right back where he started, just outside his 10-meter line. Katoa, as the Broncos are up quick again. 9 minutes 40 to go.
Backwards in that one. I mean, at least he took the ball facing the rest of the field.
Mulatalo, short of the 30. Rayleigh, no options to pass to, and he's collared by Reynolds. The Sharks are going nowhere in this set. Jesse Ramian gives them some go forward, but it's the fifth and last. They're well inside their own 40 here. Trindle needs a big kick. And it's taken by Arthurs at the back. Arthurs returns it outside the 30. Still going Arthurs, just shy of the 40-meter line. Now they're up over halfway on 2 tackles. Katoni Staggs again. He's been immense tonight. Have I mentioned that? Or today?
Yes.
Straight through now. Reece Walsh in open space. He's got Merman support. He's got Shibasaki. Shibasaki fends off Kennedy. And that's the match winner. Shibasaki, as the Broncos have just dismantled the Sharks in the back end of this game. 34 points to 28. The kick to come. Close game, Burko. Close game. Nothing. It's turned into a massacre in the second half.
Massacre? Oh my God. It's not a massacre.
$34-28 kick to come, and it's Walsh who's beaten the tackle. There's nothing wrong with that leg. Try confirmed.
I'm not upset, Burko. I'm sedated. Tequila's done its job.
One-on-one tackle by Will Kennedy. Missed. And Shibasaki dives over in the corner. And there's that left edge attack, that right edge defense of the Sharks that I called out in the pregame. It's bringing the Broncos a lot of joy here in the second half.
He could have just strolled over and put the ball down. There was no need for theatrics. All you had to do was put the ball down.
Well, my initial thought, if you want to be really, really critical, was rather than Supermaning over in the corner when there was nobody within cooey of him, is maybe he should have run it around under the post to make the conversion easier. But
literally what I'm going for.
But we know that Adam Reynolds is going to kick this right on the sideline. He put the last one over to give them the lead. He'll put this one over to extend the lead, will he? No, he won't. He's missed it. Well, Shibasaki, if this game goes to Golden Point, Shibasaki needs to have a think about that moment. He could have run that around closer to the posts.
100%.
Now, Sione Katoa was there in fairness, but he could have dived a little bit closer.
I mean, yeah, I know you want to get the try. You want to make sure the point's there. But yeah, he could have 100% run around.
Sharks go short with the restart. And it's batted back. Is that off the Broncos? Play on, says the referee. Batted back off the Sharks is the call. Well, now the Broncos are getting all the 50-50s. The Broncos are getting all the 50-50s now here in the back end of the second half. We saw nothing go their way in the first half. Now they've spilt the ball on halfway. Sharks in possession. They end up with it anyway.
Is it just me or does Matt
McInnes, 40 meters out. Quick play the ball. Brayley holds it up for Hines. Back inside for Jesse Ramian. Ramian flat-footed. 30 meters out. 6.5 to go. Do not tell me that we've got another golden point incoming. Surely not.
No, I can't.
Surely not.
I love how all the Broncos fans in the chat rooms are like, we had no hope and now we're winning. See, I'm not the only one with no faith.
2 tackles left. Brayley down the short side. Trindle inside for Colquhoun. That's the 5th and last now, the Sharks. 10 metres out. Trindle. Short pass to Hines. Numbers out to the right, but it's a loose pass. Katoa puts the grubber kick through. Chasing through his own kicks. The only Katoa. It's battered dead by Karapani. Goal line dropout. 5.5 left to play. 6 points the difference. Karapani saves the day.
Brett on YouTube, what is Golden Point? Golden Point is if the game is a draw at full time, they play 5 minutes each way, and whomever scores first.
Walsh sends the restart deep. It's a traditional dropout. Holy hell. And Toby Rudolph winds up into contact. 5 minutes left to play. Fanua Blake now charges forward and in 2 tackles. They're back near the red zone. 20 metres out, right in front of the post. Hines, the inside ball for Nikora. 15 to go.
That was a big dropout.
Hines to Trindle. Now Talakai bumps off one. Talakai carries it inside the 10. Offloads for Mulatalo. Angles back in field. The Broncos defense scrambles. 2 tackles left. Trindle out the back to McInnes. Hines now out the back for Kennedy. Cut out pass was not the option. They shut Katoa down. 5th and last. Poor option taking. Hines now gets the ball. The crossfield kick is too heavy. And it's a 7 tackle set. Nico the dud once again. Katoni Staggs taps and goes quick. Katoni Staggs, man of the match, surely.
You would think. Well, you're banging on about it.
And he's there to take the catch in the in goal as well. 3 minutes 44 to go. And the Sharks just find more and more miraculous ways to lose. It's incredible, really. They've got it down to an art form, this team.
The great Galoot. I haven't heard Galoot in a while. Dan, bring back Galoot.
I used it constantly for the first 2 seasons of the streams. Right when you've been standing beside me.
Bring it back.
Okay.
We're in season 4 right now.
Payne and the Haas.
Caboolture, Marley Prime. Past Caboolture.
25 out in midfield. 5th and last. Reynolds to snap a drop goal. Is he? No, he's putting the ball high for the corner. Contestable. Mulatalo comes down with it. They've got to go 90 metres, though, the Sharks. Talakai. Taken down by Jensen. Jeez, I just wonder. I wonder if they could have snapped a drop goal there. Put the game to bed for sure. Katoa spins away from one. Spins away from a second, but he's going backwards. Now he straightens. Tackle 3 here for the Sharks, so they're a long way out. Short side, Hines. Loses it. Of course he does. 2.5 minutes to go. And of course, Nico comes up with another error. The $1 million man has pooped the bed once again.
Poor Nico.
Poor Nico, nothing. He's getting paid $1 million.
Pay me $1 million. I'll make less errors. Hey, Dan, quick question. Are you doing the next game through Channel 9?
Yes.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure so my KO stream wasn't 10 minutes behind yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I believe for anybody who's tuning in and planning on tuning in for the next game, the Roosters and the Cowboys, we will be starting a new stream. I don't think this one will continue, so have a look out for that one. So, I don't know. There's a minute and a half to go. The Broncos are going to try and hold this up. 100%, like slow everything down. You're up by a converted try, so it's absolutely worth their while to slow it up. Maybe my tip wasn't so bad, although now I've said that, there's still like 70 seconds to go.
Oh, it's all right. They're a metre out from the line. They can put this game to bed now with a drop goal. Here's Reynolds right in front, loses it. Reynolds spills it. The Sharks will get like 2 tackles. 2 tackles to try and go length of the field. Surely not.
Oh,
Reynolds with the drop goal attempt to ice the game spills it cold.
my tip next game, Berko, is the Roosters. And then I've tipped Parramatta. So I've gone all the home games after I swapped.
Trindle on to Hines. Hines now. The in and away on Ezra Mam. There's 30 seconds left. They're on their own 30-metre line, the Sharks. A long way to go upfield. 20 seconds to go. The offload. It's loose. It's knocked on. That'll be the game. The Sharks have somehow lost this game from such a cozy position they were in, and they just find more and more inventive ways to lose.
Not bad, though. Not bad.
Unbelievable. A relieving laugh in the coach's box of the Broncos. A cheeky little smirk from Trent Barrett and Madge, because they know that they've dodged a massive bullet here. Massive.
I always forget we've got Trent Barrett in our team. Well, like, in our coaching stuff.
The curse of Suncorp continues. The curse of Nico continues. I mean, honestly, can we finally get rid of that bum?
All right, I'll be right back. Are you...
What more evidence is needed to get rid of that man? But anyways, we're going to start a new stream, yes.
All right, I'll be right back.
What more evidence do the Sharks need to get rid of that man? Honestly. I'm sure he's a lovely bloke, because that's what I keep hearing. Oh, he's a nice bloke, Nico. He might be a nice bloke. Shit footballer. But anyway, okay. Wasted World of Sports. We'll be right back for the Roosters versus the Cowboys, starting in about 10 minutes' time. So I've got to set up a multi. Oh, I've got to finish my multi. Damn it. Okay. New stream coming up right after this. Roosters versus the Cowboys coming up here on the channel. Thanks for joining us here on this one. Be right back after this. Cheers. I think she's talking to the dog.